Welcome to Meet Your Neighbor, a weekly Willowdale interview series. Each week, we introduce you to a new neighbor in the spirit of community connection, and we ask them the tough questions like, where can I get the most delicious cookies in Willowdale? Well, here to answer that question and many more is one amazing Willowdaler. Our globe-trotting guest has lived in Willowdale since 2013, and after moving to Canada, he worked as a consultant and during the pandemic made a pivot that allowed him to return to his love of food. He started Enze's Bakes, a baking and catering company. I'm so excited to be joined by tonight's incredible guest, Mr. Nasir Zuberi. Now, before we start the interview, allow me to introduce your host, me tonight, Sebastian Biasucci. Hi, everyone. How's it going? How's it going, Willowdale? It's so nice to be here for another installment for our 11th episode of Meet Your Neighbor, our weekly Willowdale interview series. Lily, who usually is in the hosting chair, is not here today, and I am very fortunate to step into her shoes and interview and talk to this guest who it's a pleasure to bring on and to introduce all of you to if you haven't met them yet. And this is a really exciting episode, and I'm really excited to be hosting this one because not only do I get to meet a neighbor, but I get to taste some of their delicious creations. So, Lily, if you're out there, I'm sure you're really jealous, but I'm super excited. I actually met this neighbor at one of our recent events. It's been a real joy as NeighbourLink North York's event coordinator over the last few months to meet so many neighbors. I've lived in Willowdale my whole life, and over this summer, I've met so many incredible neighbors, and that includes tonight's guest. I actually met them for the first time at our trunk sale that happened on August 21st. And I was going around to all the different vendors and getting to know them. And there were people who were selling new and used items. And there were also a lot of incredible Willowdalers selling handmade goods and freshly baked creations. And that included our guest, Nasser. And so I'm super excited to talk about all of that, all things Willowdale. And without further ado, allow me to bring on our guest, Nasser. Hey, how's it going, Nasser?
I'm good. How about you? Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm good. Welcome. Yeah, it's our pleasure. Welcome to the show. And I'm excited that we got to meet a few weeks ago. And I thought right away, this would be a great guest for this series. Everyone needs to know your story and the delicious work that you're doing in Willowdale. And so why don't we get started by just talking about your story and how you arrived in Willowdale in 2013.
Actually, I was based in Dubai before migrating to Canada in 2013. I actually came for my landing in 2010 after spending like 17 years in Dubai. And my background is basically sales and marketing and business development. So I've traveled almost around 28 countries in different continents and like appointing distributors and meeting so many different people of different culture. So, and even in Dubai, when I was living there, there are many different culture people. So it was when I moved to Canada, it was nothing new for me. The only thing which hit me bad was the weather of Canada, definitely. From plus 50 degrees, and I was here from minus like 13 degrees. So it was really hit me at that time. But but the journey, from the very first day when we came here in 2010, we decided that we will be, whenever we move here, we'll be moving in this neighborhood because my wife used to come here. My sister-in-law was studying in York University, so she knew this area and she really loved it. So when I came here, she took me to this neighborhood and we liked it. And then anyways, we went back, and then in 2012, I came here again. I settled my wife, I took the apartment and everything. And the best thing is it is it's very centrally located as well. You're very near to 401, so the connectivity to the GTA is very convenient. And plus it's on the subway line, so you don't have to walk so much to get the subway and things like that. So anyway, so in 2012 my wife moved here, and then in 2013 I came to Canada finally, burning all my boats over there and starting a new life over here. And I would say I was very lucky to start to get the work immediately, because I had a lot of experience in international trade marketing. And whenever I travel, I never see any Canadian made products in international market. So my first thought process was to make some Canadian brands and take these Canadian brands to international market. So that's how I started. I started my consultancy over here. I got my first project. I worked for that project for almost 4 years, and then you know it starts moving on. The ball starts rolling that way.
Great. And so, what is the transition that happens to go from working, in consulting and bringing products overseas to starting your own business? And I understand that's recent and during the pandemic. Is that right?
Correct. Actually, in 2019, I joined one company, again as a consultant and business development manager and a consultant. So the plan was to uh, develop personal care products from Canada, and to introduce those products in Middle Eastern markets, especially in Saudi Arabia and Middle Eastern countries and Africa as well. Uh, I started that project, but unfortunately, in March, and from January, February, the COVID situation started getting worse. So the traveling was stopped, and in March, all of a sudden, everything was on hold. So there was no point. I couldn't travel. I couldn't go to the markets, and it was not the right time to introduce any new product in any international market. So businesses were like on hold. People, whatever the businesses they are doing, they were not going into any new ventures. The
Right.
only new ventures which they were going is to make sanitizer, and that's it. So sanitizers or masks or SOP, materials. So anyway, so then we sat and we said, okay, so we don't know when this pandemic will be over, so it's better to just keep this project on hold. And so that's why I got I was free. And then I'm kind of a person that I cannot sit at home, and
Yeah.
working from home, sitting at home, it's not me, basically. So all my career, all my life, I've been in sales and marketing, international trade marketing, so on the road, on the go. So it
Yeah.
was a very big challenge for me. So what I did, I started going to, when you don't have work, it's better. Even when you have work, the best thing is to give to the community back, is to volunteer in the places. So many people lost their jobs, and a lot of food banks were coming up. Excuse me. So I joined one a project which is free for Feed Toronto. It started in March 2020, immediately when the pandemic started, and I joined them in April as a volunteer. Until date, I'm associated with them. So we used to make almost around 1,000 up to 5,000 meals per day, and
Wow.
to distribute to the different communities, to the homeless people. And there were a lot of food banks who used to come and take the food from us. So basically, my involvement in that was basically in the kitchen, preparing the meals, because we prepare the meals, we'll keep it in the refrigerator, and then we distribute. Then the food banks, they come and then they distribute to the needy.
Amazing. And so you had, I guess, before all this, a real passion for cooking or a talent for working in the kitchen. Is that true?
Correct. Ever since I was a child, I had the passion of cooking, and I saw my mother cooking in the kitchen, all these meals and baked treats. Even my mother, and my sister is like 7 years elder to me. So even she was in baking, so I learned a few things from her, a few things from my mother. And even when I was off from my school days, so I used to help my mother in the kitchen. So that's how I had that passion of food. I'm a very foodie guy. So, and especially traveling to so many countries, I've traveled. I've I tried a lot of cuisines, but definitely after trying all that, favorite remains your own main home meal,
Right.
home dishes. So this is how I had the passion, and then way back in my hometown in Karachi, I started catering business in late 90s and ran very successfully before I went to Dubai.
Okay. So, for me, when the pandemic started, I wasn't working either. And I ate a lot of cookies. I did decide, okay, I'm going to start a business and make them and start making delicious cookies and meals. Where's the moment where the kind of light bulb goes off, where it's like, I'm doing this work, I'm volunteering, I love it. And maybe there's a business in here as well. Where did that idea come from?
Actually, I was trying to get some projects, even a job, even as a consultant projects, but unfortunately, the things were not working out mainly because of the COVID situation. So the idea popped into my mind when one day, even my wife said, "Why don't you, take it this to a next level?" So this is how the idea came in, and then I decided, okay, let's start. One thing interesting, I'll share it with you. From the passion of food is like from the beginning. I always wanted to open my restaurant or a cafe, but that didn't happen, unfortunately, till now. But let's see. But I started when I came in 2013. In 2013 November, I did my first venture over here. Not a venture, I would say. I did my first uh, event, I would say.
Okay.
There's a place called Depiner. I'm not sure whether you're aware of it or not. Depiner is a place where really fun things happen. It's a complete community place. So the concept over there is every week, twice a week, they have a guest chef, and the guest chef prepares the meal, and the tickets are sold prior. So the chef knows that, okay, maybe 20 meals or 30 meals or 40 meals, whatever, are sold. So he prepares, and then people they come, they have it's kind of a supper club. Uh,
Okay.
Before pandemic, it was used to call a supper club,
Hmm.
and so I did the first supper club in 2013 November, and I tell you, it was the event was oversold, and my friend from Devon, he called me. He said, "Nasir, we are going overbooked. Do you have that much of stuff? Can you manage?" I said, "Yes, why not? I can manage." So people really like the concept. Is like we talk about community. So the concept is like people, they come together. So people, they don't know each other, like they come as a friend or a couple or a single, and you have your own dining table. So we have long table, everybody sits together, the chef prepares the meal, chef introduces himself and his meal, what he has prepared. So it's one starter, one main course, one non-veg, one veg, and plus one side dish and one dessert.
Wow.
So uh, the concert, what I did, because my background is from Pakistan, so I did like from Karachi to Khyber. Karachi is a city which is right in the south of Pakistan. So I thought I'll do a food journey from south to north, and I'll prepare dishes for the community. People will come and have it. People like it, and at that time I didn't know that one day I will be starting my own this thing. So
Right.
I
But the seeds
did.
were planting.
Yeah, so that was in November 2013. Until date, I did almost almost seven events over there.
Cool.
So from like 20-25 mils, I hit almost like 75. So, and then now they are coming up with a cookbook as well. So they have selected one of my recipes. So my recipes also
Wow.
there in that cookbook, Depiner's cookbook. So 100 on their 10th anniversary. They are so almost 8 years I'm associated with them.
Amazing. And so is that one of the recipes that you can order off your website? Is that something that people who are in Willowdale who are hearing this, they can try your food, right, by going to your site and ordering it, right?
Yes, correct. They can order.
Amazing.
And I'll be altering it a few things, especially for Willowdale. Like at the moment, I'm doing meals by Enze's Meals through enzesmeals.com. So I have some fixed clients who order and then I deliver to them. But maybe I can have like at the moment I have delivery twice a week. So maybe in Willowdale I can have like almost 36 hours notice. I can prepare and I can deliver within 36 hours of time as well. That can also be possible. Yeah,
Amazing.
It was like a green chicken curry. It's not basically available in any of these, hardly any of the restaurants, especially in Pakistani restaurants. So
okay, so yeah,
that's a specialty of my mother. So that I learned.
Oh,
from
awesome.
her. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, there's really nothing I think that like brings community together than like breaking bread and eating with each other. And so we thought, well, we're going to be talking about all this food. I'm going to be so hungry. And you were generous enough to stop by earlier today and bring over some of your Nasis Bakes creations. And so I thought maybe while we're chatting, and I'm sure all of Willowdale watching is going to be really jealous of me, but that we could talk about, and I have got them here. We've got some treats. Look at them all. And maybe we can talk a little bit about them and what you brought me, and you can describe sort of your passion and what I'm eating while I eat them. I thought we could do a little game. We could try it out. But I think the first thing I was surprised so for those watching, Nasser shows up at my door with a bag full of smaller bags with Enze's cookies stuffed in them, which are adorable. It's back to school. Mom and dads out there, this is what I want to see at the bottom of the stairs. Kid going on the first day of school. Every kid should be going to school with one of these bags, first of all, because they're adorable. So then you tell me, okay, we've got a savory cookie that you've sent me, and that's one I thought we'd try first. Then we could go sweet. But tell me about this savory cookie, and I'll display it for the viewers here.
Yeah, actually, the idea came in my mind. Like I try to, like after learning, and I try to create something innovative and something different which is not available. Like there are many cookies, many things available in the market. So basically the concept is that there should be different variants, number one, which are rare to find. Okay. And the concept is freshly baked with no preservatives, no additives, and like freshly baked, freshly delivered. So when the customer, when the people they are having it, they can have the feel of the freshness of the product. So in terms of ingredients, I am only using the top quality high ingredients. Like for my Belgian, for the chocolate one, I only use Belgian high grade chocolate. I don't use like the chocolate which I'm using is like maybe 10 times more expensive than the Hershey's chocolates, I would say.
Okay.
So then the quality comes. So yeah, uh, it's always fresh. Even in my like meals, I don't buy any packet ready-made spices. I make my own spices, roasted them at home, so to enhance the flavors. Similarly, in the bake as well, whatever I'm using, I just uh, make it fresh. Don't store it anywhere at the moment, and then deliver it fresh. So that is main thing. Now savory, you were asking. Yeah, so it
just the
just
one I'm
came
having
in.
here.
Yeah, it came in my mind that why don't we have like we have a lot of sweet bites, and otherwise you get sandwiches or other things. Why don't we have some, like otherwise you get these samosas which are deep fried, which are very like high in calories and this thing. So I created this recipe in almond flour, so it's very healthy. So
So
it
this is
says
gluten free?
Yeah, it's gluten-free, almond flour, a little bit of olive oil, fresh olives, and then a little bit of paprika, salt,
Yeah, there's a
and
kick on this. This is not your grandmother's cookie right here. At least not my grandmother. This one's really good.
no, no, this is my creation. This is not my mother's creation.
Yeah, this is awesome.
So yeah,
Now you could just have cookies for all 3 meals of the day. I'm on an all cookie diet now. I've got savory cookies and I got sweet cookies here. And I don't even like olives and I'm into this. So you've converted me.
okay. Well, I'll be coming up with some other savory as well with the almond flour only. So,
You
and
said you
that,
wanted to get a name for this cookie, right? Didn't you say you
yeah,
wanted to for the savory one with the olives? So
yeah,
you could
I want to run a contest. If somebody gives me a good name, I select that, so we will get some really good
if you're watching
variation
and
of.
you're in the comments, we need a savory cookie name idea. It's got paprika, it's got olives. You could do like olive. I'll have another one of these cookies, or you could. That's terrible. You could do olive what she's having. You could do. I don't
It
know.
has
These are bad.
parmesan, fresh parmesan, fresh grated parmesan. It has basil, fresh basil, and it has oregano as well.
Okay, yeah, that's really good. Okay, I want to move on to the sweet territory here. So
Okay.
tell me what you brought for me. So we've got the blueberry. Is that right? That's this guy here.
Yeah, correct. It's blueberry.
This
It's a
one
season.
here. Oh, this
It's
is
coffee.
seasonal.
Yeah, blueberries are in season. So for blueberry also, I prepare the blueberry jam at home, fresh
Yeah,
jam.
I saw on Instagram that you have a highlight where you take us through the process of making the jam. So this is all made by you and
Yeah,
like natural ingredients. And yeah,
yeah.
tell us about this jam as I
So
devour this.
in jam, I don't use any pectin. I don't use any uh, preservatives, and it is made with pure cane sugar. So it's not a processed sugar, and with maple syrup. And
Yeah, it's good. It's like tart. It's sweet. It's not like overly like, I'm gonna have a cavity sweet. So that means I can eat all 10 of these that I have on the plate. I'm trying not to go too close to my microphone because I don't want it to turn into like an ASMR experience. But maybe we'll get
right,
more viewers. I don't know.
right. So,
Okay.
so the main thing is no preservatives and no pectin even in the jam. So it's pure, 100% pure fruit. And in basically the jam is blueberry and tangerine. So I use a little bit of orange as well in it to give a good texture and the flavor.
Yeah, that's what I
With
tried
the
at the trunk sale is you had the tangerine shortbread cookies. And again, I was
yeah,
like, that's not my grandmother's shortbread. That's no Mary McLeod's right there. That's
yeah.
delicious. And so, oh, there we have Lily in the chat. That's our executive director, who is our usual host, saying, I can't believe I'm missing this episode where food is being consumed. Eat your heart out, Lily. I know I am. So, okay, this one here, I'm just going to keep going. You can keep talking all you want, Nasser. I'm just going to keep eating. This one here is this is the mocha
Mocha,
one, right?
coffee mocha. Yeah. So,
This one's really good too. This is like waking me up.
okay. So coffee mocha. So that's what I'm saying that, uh, usually I try to create the variants which are not widely available in
Hmm.
shoppings.
So tell us
So
again how we can get these cookies. If someone's watching right now, what's the best way? They
the
go on
best,
Instagram or they're on the website?
yeah, either on Instagram, either on website, nc'sbakes.ca, or on my Instagram, nc's underscore bakes, and then you can order the cookies, and it will be freshly baked and freshly delivered. And I've mentioned on my website in Willowdale community, like there's no minimum order, like one order is fine, one order can be delivered.
Wow,
That
that's
is only
awesome.
for Willowdale community. Otherwise, going out of GTA, then it's a minimum order quantity.
That's awesome. So you get cookies, you get to meet a neighbor, you get to meet Nasser coming to deliver them. That's awesome. So I think, so how has that experience been? Has this during the pandemic been a nice opportunity, delivering your goods to meet neighbors in the community?
Correct. It's been really, I would say, a bit hectic as well. Like this one, I think you're trying maple pecan.
Hmm.
Yeah, this is maple
It's
pecan.
crumbling all over me. I love it.
So yeah,
Melts in your
from
mouth.
yeah, I'm glad that you like it.
Sorry, I keep interrupting you. Keep going.
No. So
Yeah, I can imagine you were saying it's like hectic and it's busy, but I think that's a fun way to meet neighbors and connect. And you talked about like community at the start in terms of volunteering and giving back. So and even when we met and we were talking about the food bank that Neighborlink's been working on, one of the first things you asked is like, how can I get involved, is what you said to me. And I think that's really inspiring. Where does that sort of want or that thing in you to give back and help and participate, where does that come from, do you think?
Actually, that is, I would say, from my background. I would say the way I have brought up by my parents, the community where I have lived all my life in my childhood. So it was a very close knit community, and we are always like. My father and my mother always used to say, always share. Whatever you get, always share. Like whatever earnings I'm getting from my Enze's Bakes or Enze's meals, I have a certain percentage which is fixed for which is fixed will go to the food banks, different food banks. Either I'll be preparing the food and I'll be delivering it food, which I'm already doing it myself as well.
Right.
And but yes, joining any community like as I discussed with you even today, that what kind of products you are taking. So I have in mind to, once if we join, I like to donate some of my cookies for the food bank. And
Wow.
yeah, so how it can be done, we can discuss that later. So you can. Uh, so that is always a, so even with the food banks, and especially during the pandemic, as I mentioned, and even in Dubai, when I was there in Dubai, or even here when I find people on the street, especially in downtown. Luckily, in this area, there are not many over here, but even um, whenever I find, I really try to go help them out, and I try to give. If they in need of something, I try to give them something, not money, because money goes in, I don't know where, either in drugs, either in drinks or whatever. But I want to help them in having whatever they're looking for. Like there is a lady over here near my near Young and Shepherd. She sits. I always go and ask her what she wants. She always tells me that, okay, today I need this thing. So I go to Longo's, I purchase for her, and I give it to her. So giving
That's
back, like whatever we earn, like there is a certain percentage. I always keep for giving.
that's
That is
awesome.
basically taught from my parents. Came from my
So it's a
parents.
win-win. You order some cookies, you get cookies, and you're also, a percentage is going back into the community, which is amazing. So Willowdale, don't sleep on these cookies. So I think this is a perfect time to launch into what we like to call the Willowdale rapid fire round. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay, so these are quick answers. Just give us your take on them. And
Okay.
while you answer, I'm going to be eating. This is the coconut lime cookie. So I've moved on. This is my fifth cookie, and and counting. And this is the coconut lime one. Is that right?
Coconut lime, yeah.
Okay. So first question. So where in Willowdale is your favorite spot to hang out, Nasser?
Favorite hangout, I would say, if I'm going for a coffee and just for a small hangout, I would say Bake Code. Bake Code, which is near opposite Shepherd Center.
Yeah, they've got cool croissants. Is that the place that has all those really amazing
Yeah,
different
the corner
croissants?
corner one, and
Hmm.
next to this Canada passport office building.
I feel like I'm eating a pina colada right now. Okay.
Yeah.
What is your favorite place to eat in Willowdale?
Eat, if you're talking about restaurant, then there are two. One is Cafe Landwehr, and
Mm-hmm.
plus I like Union Social Eatery as well.
They got the rooftop patio. That's
Yeah,
a fun
rooftop
spot.
patio. Yeah.
So you've been a globetrotter, like I said. You've been to like 28 different countries. What do you think sets Willowdale apart from other neighborhoods in Toronto, maybe, or just other places you've been?
I feel Willowdale is very lively, number one. And it's a diversity of mixed cultures. When you and it is very safe as compared to other neighborhoods when you're like going for a walk in the late evenings as well. So late evenings are very lively still on the Young Street or even on Doris where I live actually.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very lively. The restaurants are open late night. So lot of happening. Then Lastman Square nowadays every day you have a live band over there who are playing. So it's so lively. I think from 7 to 10 they play over there, and yeah, this is the main thing because I like the play. I like the happening place, and I like this place much better than the downtown area, I would say.
And I think what I'm reappreciating, if that's a word. I'm just on a sugar high right now, so I might not even be making sense at this point. You might need to just ask yourself your own questions. But I think something that I've come to really appreciate this summer and rediscovering home in this neighborhood that I've lived my whole life is that there it is lively. Even to want to get a great bite to eat or explore, you don't have to hop on the subway and go downtown to do all those things. There are amazing businesses, amazing restaurants. Even if I'm like in a pinch and I want to bring a delicious, baked good, to a place that I'm going to, or to bring a gift. Like now I know of a new place in Willowdale that I can do that, and that's really awesome. And I think been one of the goals of what Lily and I have been doing and our whole team with this interview series in this summer is getting the word out there of all the amazing people like yourself who are doing great things in the community. I'll keep the rapid fire going. You've been here since 2013, and you've explored, since 2010 in Willowdale. How has Willowdale changed over the years?
Oh, many condo buildings. It's getting congested, especially the traffic getting congested. When I came over here, there was no Hallmark Towers, there's no Emerald Building, even at uh, Parkview Avenue. There was that area was also empty. Now everywhere the buildings are popping up. Even here, like 80 Shepherd Avenue, it was a parking lot where the condo building has come up.
Mm-hmm.
So the main change which I see is the here and there the condo buildings coming up. The traffic is increasing. We get more time to reach to 401,
That's right.
whereas before. So
Now,
yeah,
living in an apartment, have you found, it's in terms of like connecting with the people who live on your floor, do you find that there's opportunities to do that where you live and get to know your neighbors, or can that be sometimes a challenge?
it is a challenge, I would say. It is a challenge, but at on my floor, I know we were surprised. Like next door neighbor, a new neighbor came in a few months back, and they got married. It's a newly wed couple, so they just knocked the door and gave us the sweets that we got married. So we were very surprised and we were really happy. So when some festive seasons came, so we knocked their door and we gave them some sweets. I always gave them these treats. So it's like that. But I know like hardly three people on my floor, unfortunately, I would say. And I'm saying that I'm lucky that I was working with my wife and I saw that poster. So that's the reason I'm sitting here with you today. Otherwise, I wouldn't have even known about the neighborhood community what we have. So,
yeah, and that is a credit to the awesome student volunteers that we've had this summer who have been postering the neighborhood for all of our events, which has been incredible. And it's great that it's been able to, catch the eye of so many and form connections that way. But you have to be careful on your building. I don't know if you're a Friends fan, but there's that episode of Friends where Monica makes candy for everyone on the floor and people just start basically banging down her door for sweet treats. So you got to be careful when you're giving out sweet treats, because then your people are going to be knocking at your door all hours of the night, and your wife is going to go crazy. And so be careful. I'm spreading the word loud, but on your floor, you have to keep it on the down low. Okay. Is there a hidden gem in Willowdale that is maybe you and your wife like to go, or a place that maybe not a lot of people know about that we should know about?
There is eatery, I would say, but they are only takeaway and catering. So it's not a restaurant. It's known as The Breeze. It's a Persian restaurant, and I love actually Persian food. So I've tried almost all the restaurants in the neighborhood, in the neighborhood Persian restaurant especially. So that is the favorite, I would say.
Amazing.
That is one of the hidden gem, I would say, if anybody likes Persian food then.
And one more time, Enze's Bakes, hidden gem that is unhidden. Okay. My last Willowdale rapid fire round question is, what is one thing that you would like to see more of, or you think that is something that Willowdale needs that you'd like to see?
I think community gatherings, I would say, people to know each other. That is something very important. Like knowing people, like your brother, your sister, or your friend may be too far away living from where you are living, but your neighbor is right next door. So maybe, God forbid, maybe sometimes he needs something, or maybe sometimes you're in an emergency, you need somebody. So it's the neighbor who's just next door who can help you out, or you can help out to them. It's vice versa. So that is what, like I've grown up in a community, as I was saying, that we were very close knitted, and we used to know everybody in our lane where we used to live, front and back and right and left, whatever.
Yeah.
And whenever we have some special things cooked at our home, so we used to share with them, with our neighbors. But definitely it's different in every culture, in every country, but it will be nice. Like definitely it's pandemic and people are not meeting so much, but yes, if there is more awareness about the community, get-togethers and this thing, so that would be awesome to know people, and it creates a more secure environment as well. When you know people, you feel secure as well.
I couldn't say it better myself. That's awesome. That's a really great way to put it. And I've made my way through all 5 of the cookies that you brought me. I still have more, so we're going to get off the call, and I'm going to, my family's going to fight me for them, but I'll have to eat them. I think my favorite has to be the lime coconut. It just felt like I was on vacation. This was delicious.
Really?
I need a shot of rum. I need I need a little umbrella sticking out of the cookie, and I'm good. That I think has to be my favorite one. But the blueberry one was really good, and so was the olive one, and actually the pecan one was really good too, and the mocha one. I don't know. Maybe it's a 5-way tie. I'm not sure, but I think we covered it. I want to repeat again, and we'll get it going on the screen. You can follow you on Instagram at Enze's_bakes. And you can go down to the website as well. There's enzesbakes.ca and enzesmeals.com. So not only, we talked about it, I've been trying the sweets, but yeah, I was looking through the menu of all the savory dishes that you can order. It all looks so amazing. I can't wait to try them myself. And I'm so grateful for you coming on the show, Nasser. It was so nice to introduce hopefully new neighbors to you and the amazing things that you're doing. Keep doing amazing things in the community and being, you know, an inspiration and a leader to those who want to get involved, and showing people that it's easy to open up your heart and do that. And you're a perfect example of that. So thank you for everything that you're doing in Willowdale.
Thank you so much for having me, Sebastian. I'm really honored. Yeah.
No, our pleasure. And thank you to everyone who tuned in. And I'm excited, hopefully, for people on the Facebook groups to discover this too, and see our future episodes and our past episodes that we've done. They're all on our YouTube channel, and you can watch this one going forward as well, and send it over to your friends. We'd love to see that. Few little housekeeping things. We've got a Saturday community cleanup happening this Saturday. So that's something you can sign up to with, you know, you can do it on your own. You can do it with friends and family. And for more information, you can go to cleanupwillowdale.eventbrite.ca. And we will be off next week. It is the long weekend. And so we're hoping from our team here at NeighbourLink North York that everyone has a wonderful, safe, and happy long weekend. Happy long weekend to you, Nasser. Do you have any crazy plans?
Nothing as such at the moment, but yes, I want to make some plan. Not yet made.
Okay.
Let's see.
Fantastic.
Depending
Great.
upon the weather, if it's not too hot.
I know. You were saying you missed, you know, after moving from Dubai, coming here to the cold weather. I don't know. I feel like this is as close as we're going to get to Dubai as we can get. It's been pretty hot the last couple of weeks. So everyone in Willowdale, stay hydrated. I'm going to go grab myself a glass of milk and just drown myself in these cookies. So I'm getting out of here. Nasser, we'll see you in the neighborhood, okay? And to everyone else, we'll see you. We'll be back September 13th with a new episode, a new neighbor. We'll see you then. Okay, Willowdale, have a wonderful night. Thank you for joining us.